Okay, welcome back. So I think it's pretty safe to say we're now up to the final part of the campaign. We are currently the owner of 48 different settlements. We've taken over pretty much all of Greece, all of Italy, Egypt, and Spain, and all that's really left to do now is to take those final 2 settlements. But I feel like if we just end it after capturing 2 more settlements, that's going to be a little bit abrupt. So what I'm probably going to do instead is I'm going to try and play for about an hour or so in real life, and we're going to see how much we can conquer in that time, and then I'll probably just end it once that time is up. So, just going to spread my spies around a bit, and we're just going to try and set things up as best we can. Sadly, our spy was killed trying to get into Patavium. I'm sure we can do something about that. Let's just recruit another one right here. So yeah, we're still pushing on all of this completely fine. We've got this fleet here ready to drop off another force next to Patavium. We've got these guys coming up too to back us up. And we've got all these forces over in Segestica who can pretty easily go over and start attacking Aquincum. So we'll make a move on that. We don't have a spy here and we can't recruit one. Actually, we do have one right here, so that's completely fine. Okay, so let's jump into Aquincum. Let's drop these guys in the settlement just to help defend it. Too low population to recruit anything, but yeah, that's pretty unlikely to be attacked, so I think that's all fine. Over here, we can't move this turn, but we're going to attack Damascus next turn. So let's try and get ourselves into there. 100% chance of success, so no problems at all. And let's just recruit pretty much anything that's going to help us out next turn. So can't really go wrong with legionary cohorts. They have been our reliable backbone of our army for pretty much the entire campaign. Fix up the public order in Jerusalem. These guys are going over to the east to attack whatever that is, and then over here we've got Naboo Martius, which we're not ready to attack, but hopefully we can attempt to reclaim it soon. It's been one of the only real setbacks we've had in the kind of later portion of the campaign. Massilia should go down next turn. Segesta we have plans for. We have these guys up here who can potentially go to attack Campus Iaesiges. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, we have a pretty good chance of getting into there, so let's attack these guys. They're pretty weak, but we should do at least one proper battle here, and this is going to be a nice, easy slaughter of our Julii rivals. One thing I'd also like to do before the end of the episode, if possible, is to try and finish off the House of Brutii. I have mentioned this in previous episodes, but I know that a few people will be jumping in just for the finale and won't have actually watched the last few episodes. So just to recap, we have failed a couple of times to take the Brutii's final city, and I think we might fail again, but we're going to try one more time. Alright, let's see what they actually have. So it's mostly siege. We've only got a couple of units of cav, but they are trying to flee, so they're going to abandon them by the looks of it. Should just be able to charge them down and finish them off pretty quick. Looks like they're not even going to attempt to fire on us. They've pretty much completely given up hope. Let's not waste any more amazing generals on charges that should go well. We have lost quite a few recently to some pretty sour luck. But yeah, ballista's down. These guys can definitely see us. They've just decided they're not even going to try to survive. Let's check that our leader himself, not actually our faction leader, but let's check that he's relatively safe. He is kind of on the edge there, which I don't like too much, but should be able to rout these guys pretty quickly, I think. Where is he? Cannot see him. It's like where's Wally or where's Waldo for you Americans. He is pretty safe now. He's kind of towards the back a bit more, so we should be able to push on these a bit more. Hang on a moment. Looks like they have actually showed up to the fight. Okay. Taurian cohort there, so not necessarily an easy target, but if we try to attack them with pretty much everything at once, we should be okay. Taking some pretty heavy losses, but if we charge them in the back, we do have the numbers here that I think we should be able to scare them off. There we go. Okay, next up we've got Auxilia. That's going to be completely fine for our legions, but not the general. Okay, onagers over there have regrouped, but they don't have any siege weapons, so that's not going to be a problem. Let's just go and finish them off. And then up on the hill we've got Auxilia, Principes, about 4 men of an early legionary cohort unit, and then towards the back, a unit of Equites. So we should be able to just grind them down using our legions, I think. They are up on a hill, but it's not really going to matter too much. They don't have any ranged units either, so we can easily just wear them down. Okay, going to send the Achaeas just to finish off what's left of them. And once we've cleared out all these forces, there should be pretty much nothing left to defend the next town. They do have a force approaching from the south, which could cause us some problems. I don't really think I should be going in to fight them in melee here, but they are going to charge us, so we might as well just go for it. As these guys have actually regrouped and they've scared off our Roman cav. Okay, I'm not sure what those actually were. Auxilia, fair enough.
Great gods be praised! The enemy general is killed! Fear makes a home in our enemy's hearts!
Don't know how this has happened. Clearly not good though. Alright, let's just cancel that. Bring over the general. See if we can save our archers. Not too bothered about the archer auxilia, but let's at least save the Cretians. Okay, general's on his way, and then all they have left is the auxilia that managed to take out our cav. Should just be able to break them with a charge. Okay, the auxilia we're already chasing down. Just need to not get caught by them.
The enemy army is in flight! Pursue them and drive them from the battlefield! Great gods be praised! The enemy general is killed! Fear makes a home in our enemy's heart! The enemy army is in flight!
Okay. So we did take a few losses, probably pretty similar numbers to the auto-resolve, to be honest. Could have done that one a bit better, but never mind. We're not really going to encounter any serious resistance in this direction, and there will be a fair bit of auto-resolving going on here, so I'm keen to at least do one proper fight, as this next fight is potentially going to be slightly tougher, but we can't take it this turn. Can recruit some mercenaries, but nothing too good on offer. So yeah, they do have this force approaching from the south, which is going to attack Proelisum, so we should definitely make sure we're preparing and retraining as much as we can. I think that'll do. I could potentially fuse my units together, but I don't see much of a point of doing that. We already have a spy in Campus Aegitis, and then this next spy can't really do too much. So I think the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to check our public order situation, make sure we don't lose any towns to riots or anything like that. Our economy is completely healthy, so there's pretty much no risk here. Drop everyone down to a low tax rate if we can, or at least out of rioting range. Recruit some peasants in Byzantium because I think that's the only thing that's actually going to cheer them up. And yeah, the rest should be pretty safe. Okay, so Arretium we're going to recruit one final unit. I think we can probably just get away with going for another spy. Helps us expand potentially if we get lucky with the RNG. And yeah, I think that should do. Okay, so these guys are still on the move, not really sure what they're doing. I could have potentially sent them up to help defend Proelisum, but never mind. Okay, Pontus want an alliance, and they offer us map information. I'm fairly happy to go with that. So we're still making friends, which is kind of surprising. They're doing pretty well. Don't know if I've ever had a campaign where I've got on so well with Pontus. We are the richest faction, that's not too surprising. I will check on the graphs towards the end of the campaign, just so we can kind of see how things have progressed. Okay, lots of construction done. Nobody attempted to attack us at all. And we also have a new ally now, so that's all looking pretty good. We can't actually reach Aquincum this turn. I wonder if we attack Captain Appius. He actually wants to fight us. Okay, let's go for it. Okay, so they've got no siege. Very few archers. So they're going to actually come towards us. I could have potentially put myself in a slightly better position on the hill here, but fairly happy just to take them on head on. In terms of infantry, they've got Praetorian cohorts, early legionaries. In fact, it looks like mostly early legionaries, a few auxilia. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're going to be completely fine with this, I think. Actually not the best fight here against the... Actually no, that's completely fine. We've got Praetorians there, so they're going to handle that completely fine. We've got Hastati here. They're actually not coming to attack us. Okay, so let's use our cav in that case. Should be able to charge into the Praetorian cohort, hopefully rout them before they can do too much damage to the rest of our units. You guys are going to focus down the archers if possible, as they're actually now pulling back. No, I think they're just readjusting. Okay, whatever. So if we just charge these, we should be pretty safe. It's just standard infantry. We're going to hit them from the side. Our first unit going in, Equite, is not ideal, but we just make sure we get a proper surround going. Might be able to rout them pretty quick. Praetorians are going to hold out slightly longer. Broken them too. Okay, so we can potentially start going towards the archers if we want to. I think what I'll probably do is I'll pull out and I'll start bringing in the infantry. Okay, the archers are actually coming into melee. We might as well take advantage of that while we can. Okay, gonna pull out now. Not willing to lose any more great generals to horrible RNG. I have told them to pull out. Need them to actually do it. Yeah, they're pretty much just gonna flee the field. The war dogs are actually routing before they've been released, so that's great. I'll definitely take that. Yep, completely abandoning the field here. Okay, so the leader unit is another unit of Praetorian cohort. I think we should probably just charge these. You guys should finish off these. Okay, so actually, if you attack routing war dogs, it does release them. That's kind of unfortunate. I probably wouldn't have bothered if I knew that. Okay, well we've got a huge number of cav here, so we should just be able to sweep up what's left. Let's see. Yeah, I can't actually see too many war dogs. Looks like the cav are pretty easily clearing them up, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Okay, so early legionary cohort here is going to try and fight us off. See if we can loop around the side and finish them off. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. We'll speed it up and we'll clear up what's left.
The enemy general is slain, and now his men fear us.
Okay, that was a bit better. And we definitely still have enough to continue pushing, so perfect. Okay, so let's see if that enables us to use the roads to get to Aquincum this turn. It looks like it does. Yes, it does, and the walls are already open to us, so perfect. We're going to go for the assault. We're going to go just for the auto-resolve. We managed to get way more kills than we take losses, so we take an Aquincum. We're just going to occupy it, and we can pretty easily go to attack these two more northern towns. Let's try and do some retraining first, and let's move our spy onwards to the north, as looks like they're kind of equidistant, so it doesn't really matter too much which one we attack. Okay, Lucius the Cunning has improved as a commander, that's good. We can't recruit any spies here, so might as well just go for peasants just to keep the public order going. We'll repair these. Okay, so we've got Aquincum. What else can we do this turn? We can go to attack Damascus. Let's go and do that. Let's bring our elephants as usual. Okay, so we can't actually reach it. If we were to attack it with just the cav, then we could. And take the elephants too. Not sure this is strong enough though. Yeah, probably shouldn't go for that. That's really not too smart. Okay, so we are going to send all of our forces in that direction, but it's going to take another turn. Sidon is now undefended, but if we just recruit some peasants and we move them up to monthly races, they're going to be completely happy. We can easily go back and defend if we need to. Okay, and then in the south we've got this guy whose name I don't recall, but he's going to go and attack Petra. Should be able to take that next turn pretty easily. It's pretty weakly defended. Okay, so let's see what's happening with Patavium. think we lost our last spy that we tried to send in, but this guy gets in completely fine. It's pretty weakly defended. We could get lucky again. Let's see. Okay, no such luck this time, but that's fine. We can easily take that next turn. It's not going to be a tough fight. Suggester already has our spy from the previous turn. So we're just going to send pretty much everyone to go and attack that. Leave behind one unit of Auxilia, just to keep up the public order. That one's not open to us either, but we can always go for it next turn. We can recruit some mercenaries too, which we have enough money that we might as well. We'll recruit some peasants just to keep the people here happy. Don't need to be upping the tax rate. We have 82k in the bank, so I think we're going to be completely fine for money. Okay, so Naboo Martius I don't really want to go for, but they didn't actually come to attack us, which is interesting. If we go for the attack on Massilia, it's actually already open to us. They are going to be reinforced though, which is not ideal. It's still in our favour. I could just try going for the auto-resolve. I'm going to go for it. Yeah, we still win it. Great. So we take Massilia. We've officially won the campaign, but like I said, we're gonna carry on a bit longer just to see if we can finish up the Brutii and stuff like that. But there you go. That is technically the very end of the campaign. The Senate are cheering us on, although they're all dead. Anyway, continue playing. Yes, we will exterminate the populace just to keep them nice and happy. We're going to recruit these, we're going to retrain these. And we can probably just finish this guy off. Let's just do it. Actually managed to get quite a few kills, which is kind of annoying, but never mind. Okay, so we got a spy that we can send to Naboo Martius. We've already got another one in there by the looks of it. Okay, so Captain Flavius is going to go and join up with these guys. Not convinced they're strong enough, but we might as well just besiege it. Okay, so what else can we do? This guy is now able to go and attack Campus Aesiges. Let's just go for that first. I don't see why not. If they want to come and fight us, that's fine. They didn't actually come to attack us at Poralisum. Looks like they're going to go to try to defend their town instead. That is all fine. Let's just recruit some archers. Really don't trust these Thracian mercenaries too much. They're pretty terrible. Okay, so let's see what we can do about the Brutii. So we've got this force here, which is pretty terrible. Let's leave behind some of these particularly weak units. 6 Cretan archers is not good, but I'm almost tempted to bring them. Should be able to fuse these together. Yeah, that's probably fine. Alright, so yeah, I really can't justify taking 6 Cretan archers. We're going to leave them behind. We're going to hop on here. We're going to take our spy as well. See if we get lucky with Halicarnassus. And we've got these guys coming over too.
Yes, Captain. Leaving the army. Disembark. Aye, Captain.
Okay, so let's see. I think instead we're going to drop off right next to them, or near enough to them. Gonna go straight for the attack, see if it's already open. Sadly not, so we don't get to claim it quite so easily, but they're gonna have to come back and try and take us on. We don't have the best force here. The Principes probably should have been replaced in hindsight, but never mind. Alright, these guys are gonna besiege it too. So yeah, it's got a fairly strong general inside, so if this guy comes back, he's already caused us enough problems that I would be slightly intimidated by that, and that's why I'm not necessarily convinced we're gonna be able to finish them off. But still. I think I will actually let these guys go. Can't disband while laying siege, okay. I suppose we just have to break the siege. And we're going to fuse these guys together. In fact, if we do that, we don't even need to get rid of the Principes, even though they're pretty terrible. Okay, so we're going to send Admiral Aulus here. And we're just going to drop off a unit of cav, just to hopefully help us hold off this attack when it comes for us, because I'm not sure we can, to be honest. Not really too much else we can do this turn, but I am going to send a spy up to try and break into the city, which we do succeed at. It's fairly weakly defended, but it does have a strong garrison. Not a garrison, but a strong kind of defensive force outside. It's mostly pre-Marian, so if we do actually go and take it on, it should be fine. In fact, pretty sure we can already do that. Can't reach them this turn, but we can reach them next turn. That's going to be fine. We're going to lower them. We're going to lower these guys to a normal tax rate, recruit some peasants, and we're going to hire all the mercenaries we can, because why not? We've got loads of money. Also gives us an extra command star. Okay, and then elsewhere, we can potentially move on Naboo Martius with our forces from Massilia, but we're going to try and retrain them a bit more. We're going to repair all of this, and we're going to retrain one unit of Archer Auxilia. Outside of that, I don't really think there's a lot we can do. I am expecting these two forces here to kind of combine together and take on one of our besieging forces, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so they've gone for something. Let's see. So they've come to attempt to defend Patavium. They're going to have to come to us, and we've got a really good force here, so we should be fine. Okay, unfortunately they do a siege, so I don't think we can be quite so passive. We're going to have to move slightly closer to them. And we're going to try and, as usual, catch out the siege if possible using our cav. We've got some really good cav here. We got 2 units of legionary cav, 1 unit of Roman cav, which is of course very basic, and then we've got a Roman armor general too. So 2 units of onagers there potentially could cause us some problems, but outside of that they don't really have too much to threaten us with. We definitely have the better archers, and if they're seriously going to leave these guys pretty undefended, then we're going to be able to easily kind of swing the momentum of this in our favour. We have to be a bit careful because I think we're pretty close to where we want it to end up, so that should be all fine. They're going to be able to fire at us a couple of times using the onagers. Hopefully they won't get too many kills. We'll just have to wait and see. We're a pretty big target, so we're bound to take a few losses there. Here they have some equites, which are not going to be doing a great job of defending them. So if they want to come and charge us, that's completely fine. We can easily take those on. Yeah, they're going to try and charge us. Might as well just rout them while we can. I've taken a few losses, but nothing too terrible. Alright, so they should break pretty much immediately, I think. Yep, routing already. Okay, so I'm not going to bother chasing them down. I am just going to go and take out the onagers before they get too heavily defended. Slightly worried that our peeler is going to be wasted on the equites, but doesn't look like it actually. Didn't get quite close enough, which is good. Okay, so they've got Hastati here, early legionary cohort, and another unit of Hastati. So if they do come to try and save their onagers, they're not going to be able to do too much. Onagers still just about hanging on. They are throwing their peeler, which could cause us some problems, but we're not taking too many losses, and the equites not doing a great job of routing, but I think we've done our job, so we're going to pull out before we lose our leader to some kind of BS. And our archers are already firing, and we do have range superiority, so we can pretty much just sit back at this point. It's their job to come to us. I suspect they will give up at some point. Yes, actually no, our archers are not in range, so we have to get slightly closer. Let's just try that. Okay, that should work pretty well. Let's see what they've got. Take a slightly closer look. So these are just Auxilia. Early legionary cohort. Yeah, it looks like they have almost no ranged units, so they are going to have to go for some kind of push. And we've got a pretty strong defensive position here. Not really at all worried about what they can do. Archers are not all firing, but some of them are, and the rest of them are slowly getting closer, so we can afford to really take our time. With the exception of my previously mentioned IRL criteria that I'm only going to wait for about an hour before I finish recording the episode. Okay, so legionary cav there are not too scary. These guys are getting shot. I can't quite tell why. Can't tell what's shooting at them either. Okay, so the legionary cav is going to charge us. We might as well go for them. Yeah, we're getting shot, I think, just by archers. It's not going to be the best around this, but I'm hoping the numbers we have here will help us win, ultimately. Auxilia are coming towards us, but they're going to take a lot of damage from our peeler. And they're broken before they reach us, so yeah, that's all good. These guys are still hanging on. Okay, so they're going for the push, but we've got a good, strong defensive position there, so I'm not really going to bother intervening too much. Let's just make sure they're all on guard mode. As actually, I see now that something pretty terrible is potentially just about to happen. I'm not sure why it hasn't happened already. AI completely dropping the ball. They've got equites right there. They're right next to our archers. and they just don't go for the charge. Okay, these guys are now taking pretty heavy losses, so yeah, they've gone headfirst into a big batch of infantry. Don't see the reason to risk this, let's just get out. Got a pretty safe situation here. Let's try and charge the Hastati while we're here. As yeah, they do have some Equites to come in, but they have such low morale that it's not really a risk, as it looks like their Equites actually rallied. Their other Equites. Okay, so those have been routed. I'm going to try and pull the general out because I think we don't really need to be risking him. And we're pretty close to kicking off some kind of mass rout here. Ah, I see, so they've got a couple of units of ballistas up here. That explains some of the losses. Okay, so what have they got left? Pretty much nothing. They have managed to catch us eventually, but they are just Equites, and I think if we just hit them with everything we have, we will take a few losses, but we should be able to break them. I think. They are distraught over our numbers. I've got our legionaries on their way in. Okay, so these guys are wavering, so I'm going to keep fighting them. There we go, we broke them. Okay, elsewhere we have got a couple of units left to fight. The Equites there are going to break, I'm pretty sure they already have. These guys are broken too. So just kind of recapping on the campaign, I think something I really want to say about the campaign is I have been really enjoying it. And in particular, I think I nearly shot my own general there. In particular, I've been really enjoying it ever since the Civil War. I think that's the point where it got really interesting. So if you're keen on going back and kind of checking out the campaign, perhaps if you're one of these people who's just kind of jumped in for the final part, which fair enough, I'm not going to pretend I haven't done that on other people's Total War series. If you are one of those people and you're curious to see more of the campaign and how we got to this point, then if you do have time, of course, you can go back to the very first episode, but I feel like the Civil War is the point where things got really fun. There's just so much going on all over the map. And yeah, I started really enjoying it from that point onwards. Because as far as it goes in the kind of meta YouTube perspective, it's not been the best for the channel. It's barely got me any channel growth at all. But I've had fun doing it, and I'm definitely keen on carrying on making Total War content if there's appetite for it. One thing I will say is that even though it's not really gained me much of an audience, the kind of crowd that has been watching it has been pretty consistent. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting fewer views now than I was back in like part 8. So, fairly happy. And yeah, obviously playing a basic Rome Total War vanilla Scipii campaign in 2020/2019, I mean, everyone's already seen it, so it's fair enough there aren't too many people looking for this type of thing, but yeah. More Total War content I would definitely like to make, so if you want to see that, then do let me know, but I'm probably going to do it anyway because it's fun. And in particular, I'm going to try and start up, depends how much time I have, but I'm going to try and start up a few campaigns that have been relatively unexplored on YouTube, because some of the kind of generic ones have been kind of done to death, and I'm going to try and play a few campaigns that are maybe slightly more obscure. Of course, I've kind of already done that with the Lombardy campaign and Barbarian Invasion, but that was a bit too obscure, I think, so I'm going to try, I don't know what to call it, certain campaigns that have kind of gone below the surface a bit. I'm saying campaigns in the plural, of course. This campaign actually took me over a year for various reasons. We've captured Patavium. Oh yeah, that was from that fight we just did. Okay, so we've been kicked out of Damascus. Diplomats, I thought would be coming for peace, but they're not. Hang on a minute. This is the fort. Yeah, so they've finally broken through the fort. Fine, whatever. So they're going to start coming to attack us in our other towns. But not for a few turns, and at that point we're going to pretty much run out of time. Okay, so we've got Patavium. We've got all these guys coming up. We've got pretty big force here. Let's see if we've got anything interesting happening here. So House of Julii have made friends, or made a ceasefire with Britannia before we managed to do so, unfortunately. Alright, Kydonia has grown. Obviously don't have to worry about that, but still. Patavium's been put to the sword, and we're up to 128k in the bank. No one has come for Halicarnassus. Really surprised by that. Didn't actually re-kick off the siege here. So they kind of got away with it. I kind of neglected to do that. How about this though? They got tons of kills as expected, but we've taken them, and we've wiped out the House of Brutii. And we've captured the mausoleum at Halicarnassus, which increases our building times, or decreases our building times, I should say. House of Brutii has been destroyed. Obviously, I'm not going to seriously attempt to wipe out the House of Julii. It's just not practical. If I do a bonus episode at some point, that might be a potential aim, but I'm pretty keen that we just move on to trying a few new campaigns that are actually potentially going to bring a few new faces to the channel. If you are new to the channel and you're enjoying it, then do consider subscribing, because I do intend to make more, just not of this particular campaign. Okay, so let's see, we're already in Mediolanum. We can go up to... I don't even know how to pronounce that. Not even going to try. Okay, so if we send all of these guys out, just to reinforce, just recruit some kind of unit here just to kind of hold the fort, quite literally. And then they're doing pretty okay in terms of public order, so I don't think we have to worry too much about that. We can't actually reach the town here with these guys, but if we attack these, that does scare them off now that we've got our reinforcements around us, so we can go to attack Mediolanum straight away. That's actually not so good, so I think we won't go for that. What we'll do instead is we'll keep the siege up and we'll wait for our reinforcements to come in. So we're going to need a few rams. Yeah, these guys will come in. Actually, they can reach us this turn. Reach it this turn. Okay, so if we go for the assault this time, it's a little bit better. Really good general in there. Does manage to get quite a few kills, but whatever. Taking another settlement. The Jester here is pretty weakly defended, so we can also break into that. Take that out. Another settlement falls. Up to 165k in the bank now. Actually, did not take this. I'm not sure what I missed there. No, we did. It's just confusing. Julii flag still there. Drive them away. Alright, so we should probably move towards Massilia to try and liberate it when they inevitably try to take it back, but yeah, I'm not going to be playing long enough for them to actually take that back, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, let's just get some early legionary cohort. Let's retrain all of these. Naboo Martius. Do have a spy in there, in fact we have two. But I think even if we went for this, not in our favour. Yeah, it's not really in our favour. Okay. I'll leave that be for now. This guy has become a better commander. Resistance is futile. It's a Jester. How many settlements are we up to now? 54. So yeah, 6 settlements in one turn. In one episode, I should say. That is definitely a record. This is all open to us. Let's just go for it. Rotate that one too. See if we can retrain. Nope, we don't have the right buildings. Okay, well we'll just get a few more archers in that case, although in fact this force is very lacking in cav, so let's get some cav. Quincum is not too happy, but we just need to drop the peasants in there, not really sure why they weren't in there. Get some Roman cav there too. We're going to come up to try and defend this. Okay, that's all good. Can't quite reach. So yeah, we should be able to kind of back up Patavium before anything happens, so don't have to worry about that being undefended. They're going to have to still besiege it. This has been successfully taken. Let's wipe these guys out. And yeah, let's send these forces up to also help out over towards Massilia. There are settlements up to the north, but no, I think it's more important we go west. Okay, so I could be forgetting something. Yeah, Petra actually. Just a complete wipeout at the moment. It's been clear for some time we were going to win the campaign, but yeah, it's really kind of in motion now. We are very much the dominant power. They'll feel like we should try and get Naboo Martius back. Perhaps that could be the final kind of endeavour. Okay, so I may be forgetting something, but I suppose we can probably just go ahead and end the turn. In fact, didn't realize this. This is part of the same turn. So yeah, we can actually attack Damascus. Can we take it? We can't burst in, although we can just assault it anyway. Not sure why. Okay, so we did actually lose some elephants there, which is kind of sad, but whatever. We've taken the town. And I think what I'll do is I'll end the turn. And we'll just see what happens. Okay, so we have been attacked here at Naboo. Okay, perfect. So we can see what we can do. I don't think we'll win this because we're relying on archers to beat elite infantry. I don't think that's going to happen realistically, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, so it's the reinforcements we need to worry about. This is just dreadful. It's just a unit of early legionary cohort. Okay, so maybe in that case we should be making more of a serious attempt to take this hill, because they appear to be coming from this way. It's not the best hill. Appears to be all we have though. This is not what I expected. I thought they just attacked with one force. I might have kind of seen that. Ah, I see, they're hidden. I see. Okay. Alright, I wish I could just cancel that order. They're coming from this way, and yeah, we're not really going to have a hill advantage from that direction, so in fact, we do want to be like this. I'm going to group these guys close together. Okay, so the early legionary cohort, which is coming towards us, could try and charge them with the cav. I don't think I'll bother. They really do have much, much better units than we do, so I'm really not expecting to win this. Not really got too much of a hill bonus either. Okay, so these guys are coming towards us from the back. I'm hoping if we just hit them from two sides at once, we can probably rout them. That's probably going to be my main aim, while we wait for these guys to get closer. The Roman general there. Actually, Roman cav, so I must have mixed this up. I've completely confused myself about what this battle actually is, because those are clearly not the units I was fearing. Yeah, I was definitely expecting Praetorian cav and things like that. Okay, archers are firing on these. See how they're doing. So they're still eager. We are getting lots of kills just from our archers, but still going to go for the charge here. Loads of friendly fire. Let's see if we can stop that. It's a bit too late, but never mind. Stop, stop, stop.
The gods be praised. The enemy's hearts are full.
Yeah, we've actually lost our cav. Alright, let's see. So I'm gonna put everyone on flaming ammo, which I think my graphics card really doesn't like that for some reason. Still playing on a laptop. But getting closer to the day when I replace it. Alright, Auxilia, I don't like you guys being out in front like that. You guys are gonna have to pull back. Okay, so we've successfully routed a couple of their units. Yeah, this is definitely not the force I was expecting. This is very easily beatable. Routing them before they reach us too. Pretty much wiped out their whole force.
This is no way for a leader to behave, but in battle, it's beyond belief.
Okay, not really sure what they have left. Just these guys by the looks of it. Okay, a bit of an anticlimax. I was expecting something much more fearsome. Put these guys back, so let's just clear up some routers. You guys are actually taking losses, but they didn't hold out for too long. They have decided to flee now. Okay, the battle is refusing to end for some reason. It wouldn't be the Rome Total War finale without some kind of unexplainable glitch and or game mechanic screwing us over slightly, so I don't really know how to handle this. But I will edit out whatever happens, and hopefully something will become clear. I've already gone through all the trees, looking for hidden units, and I've had no luck. So if there's something still on the field, it's a complete mystery to me where it is. I did notice just before the fight started there was a freeze for a few seconds, and I put that down to the aforementioned crappy laptop, but in hindsight that might have been whatever glitch this was playing out. Fortunately though, we do get to take the win for that, as they were expected to have 1,167 men. I feel like they didn't quite have that number, but I also feel like they didn't have that much less than that number, and I'm pretty sure we killed one general, perhaps not the other. I'm not really sure what happened, but anyway. We'll see what this actually was, because I was sure there was a stronger force in Naboo Marshes. It says it was Naboo Marshes. Okay. Alright, so we've been attacked by a navy here, which is apparently weaker than us, and we win that, so I'm not sure why they did that, but okay. Something going on between Pontus and Egypt. Man of the hour. Perfect, we will definitely take him. That could be just the push we need.
Prepare for battle.
Oh, we have no... I thought I set these things up. Okay. Well, alright, let's bring this guy slightly closer.
Not possible, sir. Forward. Move to
So it looks like Britannia has actually kind of moved back a bit, but they're coming towards Numantia and Asturica. Not really too much we can do about that. But they're not going to take the town, doesn't really matter. Okay, so agent found at Oscar. They've gone quite some way. Urban Barracks is finally finished at Rome. I kind of overestimated how long the campaign was going to be going on for, I guess, but that does at least enable us to, in theory, start training up Legionary First Cohort. So let's queue one of those up as a kind of token gesture. But yeah, I think I've done probably enough token gestures. Julii and Britannia back at war with each other, okay. Yeah, I've probably done enough of these kind of token gestures, so I'm not going to drag it on too much longer. Let's just see if we can take one or two more towns. So I'm going to move towards Palmyra. Really heavily defended, actually. Pretty strong. So I don't think we can actually go for that one. Bostra might be an easier target, but yeah, I think, to be honest, I guess we're still going for this town up here. Can go straight in. There we go, easy victory. And we now officially have a border with Germania, which I don't think we had before. Okay, so the House of Julii is actually almost dead. I didn't realize that. I thought they had a lot more left. I was talking earlier about bonus episodes and things, and looks like that might not be necessary. How about that? I think now that we're so close, we might as well just finish off the Civil War. I did not think we'd quite get this much done in this episode. Why am I training that? Let's train something that's actually useful. Let's go with Roman Cav. I think I do have some more units somewhere. Might be able to help us out a bit. It's going to take some time to bring all these up. Don't want to take too long about this. Don't think we have any extra armies hidden on ships. These guys can move towards this town up here. It's going to take a few turns. If we go this way, it's going to be a bit quicker, or about the same amount of time, I think. Let's see. So we should be able to keep these guys pretty healthy, or pretty happy. We're going to get some war dogs because they're going to be the closest thing we have to a garrison in there. Actually, they could probably just take that immediately if they go for it. I'm going to see if I can send up some cav before we lose that town. Something really stupid. So we don't have a family member here or here. We do have one here, so I'm going to send him just to join up with these, just so they're a bit better. And then, I'm not really sure where their next town is. I guess this is it. This one right here. That's their final town. Along with Naboo Marshes, of course, which we can go for. Okay, so they're pretty likely to go for an attack on Aquincum. I don't want to entice the Germanic people, the people of Germania. I don't know what to call them. I don't want to entice Germania to attack me, so I'm a bit reluctant to leave a weak garrison there. But it's probably fine. Alright, so I'm going to leave behind just a few legionnaires just to defend that town. And we're going to go and knock these guys back a bit. We are recruiting something here, so that should be pretty safe. Retrain these. We've got two big forces coming to the west here. We can pick up some mercs too, so let's get a couple of those. You can also get the other two. want to check if I actually have any family members left in Iberia. Yes, we do. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to send him out with the early legionary cohort, just as a kind of token gesture once again, just to, in theory, help defend our town. I don't want to end in a position where it's a case of Britannia could have killed us, because that still feels wrong to me. I want this to be complete domination. Okay, so you guys can actually go forward, but I'm reluctant to send too many of them out. I'm going to leave behind, I think, just the Hastati. And we're just going to move in this direction. If they come to attack us, we can just withdraw, we should be fine. And let's also retrain, or just train up some new Roman cav. And I think we will just end the turn there. First, before we do, let's pick up a few extra units where we can. Okay, gonna win the turn, see what happens. So someone has come for a big attack on us, which is this place, Naboo Martius, so unfortunately gonna take at least one more turn to take that, as Egypt is attempting counterattack, but we have recruited a few extra units, so we should be able to hold them off, as Pontus has betrayed us. Great. Okay, so never leave a border town weakly defended, because this is what happens. Alright, well obviously I'm not gonna see this one out. I could easily win that, but obviously I'm just going to withdraw to Damascus, not going to waste too much time. Alright, so can I finish off the House of Julii before everything falls to pieces? Maybe not, because we have broken the siege at Naboo Martius. But we'll see. Okay, so candidate for adoption we will obviously accept. He's actually pretty good. Betrayed by Pontus. What I said earlier about getting on with Pontus, I take back. Tingi has grown. Not looked at this city in some time. Corduba, not doing too good. We'll just pick up some peasants, that'll be fine. Alright, new faction leader. Faction leader died. When did that happen? Interesting, okay. Alright, so should be able to push on these guys. I think we don't need to bring up the reinforcements here, we can just push them back. Let's see about this. Okay, so he's gone back to the town, but we can't reach it this turn. You finish these off. Man of the hour, he is excellent. Really good man of the hour. Okay, so we got him too, he's going to help attack the next Julii town. And then we got these guys. Big question here is this going to be open to us or not? We can't reach it with our bigger force. It is open to us. Alright, so let's send our cav ahead. No one else can reach.
Engage the enemy! Sir! Forward! Moves depleted! Sir! Sir! Forward! Orders! Engage the enemy!
Okay, how about this? Still not good enough. Okay, so we'll wait for one more turn. We need to either way. Interesting. Alright, so what I'm hoping is we don't lose all of this to Pontus in the space of one turn. They didn't actually besiege Damascus. They are pretty scary up here though. I don't really want to fight them. I can probably merge a few of these together, just to actually get a few more defenders into the town. Yeah, I would like to retrain some of these legionnaires if possible. Alright, let's put these guys in the town. Let's actually double check that we can't reach, as we can come pretty close to defending Damascus. Need to be able to scare this guy off, but he's not too strong. I'll be pretty tempted just to go and hit him, but no, there's no need. We're going to go and move towards Damascus. We're going to keep recruiting in Jerusalem. Sidon can't really do too much at this point. Let's see what they're actually attacking with. That's beatable. If they do try to besiege the town, we can easily fend them off, so that's not a problem. And then these guys can potentially move towards Bostra. I think we might as well have a go. See if we have an extra spy flying around somewhere. Yeah, we got a spy in Palmyra, but he can't reach it till next turn, so we're going to have to wait on that one. I'm going to recruit an extra one here if I can. No, I can't. Okay, fine. Let's just get some more light auxiliary in that case. And yeah, I'm hoping that Pontus isn't going to go for a big, nasty attack against us, because I really want to finish off the Julii without too many distractions. Probably just going to follow this guy around and make sure he doesn't cause too much trouble, because I don't really want to take that fight. Could easily win it, but just thinking of time here. Okay, going to win the turn, see what happens. Alright, so they've come to attack us here. We are just going to withdraw from that one, because we've got so many forces here, we can easily look after ourselves. Going to see what happens with Pontus. They could reinforce their attacking force at Sidon. But no, they do go for the attack on Damascus, which is fine. The point is, we could easily respond to that if we wanted to. Germania now attacks us too. Again, weakly defended border towns don't really work too well, so in theory it's kind of falling apart at this point, but I'm not too worried. Scythia has also turned on us. Okay, so in theory if we carried this on, what's even happening here? I'm just going to withdraw from that. Yeah, they're coming to attack us too, okay. My only goal is to wipe out... What's happened here? Well, these guys were relatively happy. My only goal is the destruction of the Julii, so let's see if we can get in straight away. Hopefully we can. No, we can't. Okay, that's kind of a problem. Alright, so if you go to attack this, what does the auto-resolve say? It says it's in our favour. I think we just auto-resolve that. And we have pushed them towards their final town there, but I'm going to start moving these guys towards this town. And let's see, actually. Pretty safe all down here, so let's go and send a bit of a reinforcing army up towards that town to try and scare off Germania. Then Prolisum not too happy. Got these guys in. Put them to a low tax rate and then they're completely fine. Okay, so what's going on? Settlement besieged, lots of settlements besieged. City grows, Cirta. Okay, lots of recruiting done. Diplomatic information, yeah, so Gaul is still alive. I was sure they were dead. Mercenary captain has been recruited up here, so we're a little bit stronger to try and fend off Germania. Julii coming to potentially try and rescue their final town with a relatively strong force there. And hit this guy. Okay, so over at Naboo Martius we do have a big force coming up to help out. So let's start by going there. Just surround them on as many sides as possible. Manage to drive them off. Settlement is open. If we go for the assault, it does acknowledge all of our forces, so we go for the auto-resolve. We take Naboo Martius back. They do have this guy up here, still left, but we can also finish him off very easily. Another man of the hour. We'll accept. Okay, so Naboo Martius has been taken back, and now it's just this final town to go. Let's see, are we going to be able to fend this off if they go for the assault? I think we have an okay chance at least. Gonna have to send our forces maybe to the west instead of to the east. But I do just want to try and conquer as many settlements as possible, to be honest, so we're going for this. Can't quite reach it, but okay. Pick up all the mercenaries we can. Still got 240k left in the bank. Okay, so hopefully no assaults against us this turn. Still being attacked by forces that have no business attacking us. These guys have come to fight us. Alright, I think we should do this. We should at least try this. Okay, they do kind of surround us a bit here. That's not good. They have quite a lot more in general than I thought. Okay, so we're gonna want these guys ideally to try and rout these as soon as possible. Egyptian chariots, in theory, if they don't reach us, we should be able to kill them with our archers. So they are going to go straight for the charge. Okay, that should be fine. Should be able to hold our morale using our general. You guys are all going to go on guard mode. You guys just stay back. Try and keep our cav away from them if we can. So coming from this direction, they've got lots of units, but they're not really coming particularly quickly. Yeah, they do just have quite a lot in general, quite a few big forces here. Have to be a bit careful. Still, our archers are somewhat able to fire on them. They are going to come towards us with a big charge. Let's see. Egyptian chariots there. Going to pull away from these. We don't want to fight them with our cav. That is the worst thing we can possibly do. They want to come in to hit our legionnaires. We should be able to hold them off. This looks like they're kind of undecided. Okay, so we scared off the Nubian cav. Egyptian chariots there. Need to be careful of this. Yeah, they're going to catch us. That's really not good. I'm trying to pull away. You guys are running into them for some reason. Not sure why. Skirmish mode should be off. It's clearly not working too well. They're going to try and route straight through us. They've got Egyptian cav there. Okay, so I think that first force is pretty much dealt with. These guys are still lining up, not really doing too much. Let's see what these are. Bedouin archers, okay. Still getting lots of free kills at the moment, so I think we just stay put. This bigger force is now coming towards us from behind us, so let's try and reform. This looks really scary to me. I'm not sure why it thought it was roughly even on the auto-resolve. I'm not necessarily sure we can handle all this. Must be Nubian spearmen, yeah. Because otherwise, there's no explanation for why they're considered to be so weak by the auto-resolve. Yeah, Nubian spearmen should be okay. If we hit them with the flaming ammo, we can hopefully rout them pretty quick. So they are potentially going to go for a charge here. Let's just try and hit them with everything we have, rout them before they can do anything. Alright, this is messy. I've selected some of the wrong units here. And they have this force coming in from behind us too. Okay, so somehow managed to rout some of them. Not a good fight at all. Got away with it. This is rough. There are just too many of them on too many different sides. Okay, Egyptian cav are going to hit us from there. Let's see if we can bring in our legionnaires, not our legionnaires, our camels to scare them off. You guys are all fighting, you need to hit the Nubian spearmen. You guys pull back. General needs to be as close as possible, just to keep everyone happy. Alright, so our Bedouin archers have been routed. They're over here for some reason. Along with our cav. Try and bring them back. They are surrounded by chariots. That's pretty much the worst case scenario. You guys are just going to have to try and rout these. They have really bad morale, so it should be possible to do it. Yeah, really not sure why this was considered to be a good fight for us. Or at least, even. Kind of becoming surrounded by even the phalanxes here. Archer Auxilia actually going head first into them. I told them to shoot. Skirmish mode, I see. So skirmish mode is got some very counterintuitive effects. The rout is beginning. Okay, gonna have to try and scare them with our cav. Now spearmen have slightly better morale than the rest. So don't really want to hit them. It's the Nubian spearmen we want to try and scare off. This is not good. I think this is lost. Okay, if the Legionnaires just hold on slightly longer, I've got my general on his way round, but no, even the Legionary cohorts are breaking, and yeah, this is 3 big armies surrounding us. It was probably never gonna really work out, unfortunately. Oh, do I actually break them? Okay, that's some progress. Probably too late to actually bring our men back. Nubian Spearmen there, still eager apparently. Yeah, I think we have to accept the loss here. Alright, so we're not going to get that particular town, but whatever. We've still been expanding very ambitiously on several frontiers. So, got to accept the reality that we can't have everything all at once.
General's nerve has broken, and he is fleeing from the enemy. Retreat!
Okay, that makes our decision easier. We can just send that guy to take on, or to help defend Jerusalem instead. These guys come to attack us once again. We're just going to withdraw from this. No need to take that fight. They are trying to mount some kind of offensive against us, but it's not massively impressive. And yeah, we're already attacking this, and this is the final Julii settlement. And we haven't lost any towns, so although it's not been super successful on this particular front, we've not lost any towns, and we can now take on the final Julii town, which is pretty weakly defended, but I'm still gonna just absolutely make sure by bringing this guy in who is much stronger. Okay, let's absolutely guarantee this. There we go. Exterminate them. Faction destroyed. The House of Julii is gone. The House of Brutii is gone. The civil war is over. We have wiped out all of the other Romans. And yeah, we have taken, let's actually have a look, 60 settlements, so 12 settlements in one part, not bad at all. Let's have a little look at what's happened with the other factions. So you can see pretty clearly where the civil war began. Very obvious decline. In fact, even though we did take some losses around that time, I think just the fact that we were expanding so quickly still actually accelerated our progress pretty massively on just about every front. Military, we've taken a bit of a beating in this episode, but still, we've clearly massively leveled off the Julii and the Brutii. And if we look at the neighbouring factions, these are all of our remaining rivals. They're not too great either. Don't really have to worry about them. Our finances have clearly skyrocketed. Nearly 300k now. Population ranking. Overall ranking, let's just look at ourselves compared to everyone. There we go. Okay, so I think we have done enough. We have completed this campaign pretty decisively, and all that's left to do now is to probably start up a new campaign. So if you're interested in seeing a new campaign, I will put a link in the description to one that you can watch. Otherwise, if you would like to join us from the start, you can of course subscribe to the channel, and you will catch it once I launch it. But that is the end of this campaign. I do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.